The Eagle Claw 12-aught L2004. I don't think they make them anymore. Shark hook. White bass head. If it took it that long to hit the bottom, I know it's going to be a long time before I get a fish to the top. I'm in 95 foot of water here. Same thing, same hook. I like those hooks for big fish. You can't find them no more. The old cat fishermen back in the day, back before catfishing was cool, fishing for monsters in the Mississippi, that's the kind of hook they used. This is just a 10-aught. I've been using these for a few years now. Mustad Demon, wide gap, fine wire. It's a good hook, but if I know I'm fishing for monsters, man, I've got a tooth patch that wide, I like a bigger hook. You can hook and land a monster on that hook, but I'm just being prepared with them bigger ones, you know. It's late afternoon after work catfishing. I ain't gonna stay late because I gotta be at the same place tomorrow. Spawn is pretty much over. Last video I got a good flathead, and the flatheads are the last ones to come off. The fish was a big fish, but he was still kind of thin from coming off, so that's letting me know that these fish are pretty much wide open to catch now after spawn, if you can find them. Ain't as many as there used to be in these rivers, but there's still a few, and somewhere out here there's a big one. This is a good spot for a big fish. I'm enjoying that mini Coda power drive with the spot lock. That's a lot of work trying to anchor in almost 100 foot of water and then get the anchor back. I just heard thunder. That's not something I really wanted to hear 2 miles from the ramp. No bilge pump. The biggest chance was supposed to be over with about the time that I decided to put my boat in the water. I was watching it, but sure enough, my luck, I'm gonna get off this Navionics and I'm gonna check the weather radar. I don't need my boat to sink. I don't need to get struck by lightning, not today anyway. I'm right on the edge of it. I mean right on the edge, it's just right there. We'll keep an eye on it. There's a bite. There's a bite. There's a bite on that middle rod. Something's pecking on it. There's a bite on the right rod. There's a bite on the right rod. It's just sitting there. Looks like there's some small fish in this deep hole too. I'm fishing for a big one. Don't know if I'll catch him or not, but I'm definitely fishing for a big fish at this moment. Hot, humid, no breeze. August. Luckily there's some haze and some cloud cover. Keep the sun from being too direct. But the chance of rain is making it awful humid. I can hear the rumble, as long as it stays up that way. There's a bite, there's a bite, there's a bite. He came off. I was on that white bass head. That white bass head's been hit twice now. That's good. Lets me know they're liking that flavor, because I've got more of it in the cooler. We know there's some smaller fish. That was probably an old 8-10 pound blue cat on that giant bait with that giant hook. It's a good sign. That means whatever's down there is willing to eat out here in the heat. If the fish want to play, I don't mind sitting out here in the day. White bass head getting nibbled on. White bass head, something just sitting with it. Oh Oh, he come off, man. He came off. He came off. Wasn't no monster anyway. He got my bait. So if he wasn't that big, I'm glad I didn't have to take him off the hook. Getting some action pretty quick. Well, all 3 rods have officially been bit. That white bass head got took down pretty hard. I'm hoping it didn't get ripped off. I hate to reel all that up. It'd take 15 minutes to reel it up, it's so deep out. Getting a lot of action here. Now if there's just something big down there in with them. The fish are definitely liking this deep water this time of year. Yeah, that white bass head is getting eat right now, so I know it's still there. That can be gar doing that kind of stuff too. I've actually reeled gar all the way in, 2 of them in one night, big gar. And they were never even hooked, they just wouldn't let it go. That one fish I was reeling in on the right could have been a gar, and he just let go of it. He pulled the bait off. See, that bait, I find it odd that, there goes the green rod. It's slumped over, it's got something on it. But it didn't stick. Man, I could be in a mess of gar here. Because catfish usually just don't come off time after time after time like that. And I mean, that's a pretty stout rod. We'll see what happens. We might move to the next hole up if this keeps up. There's several set of deep holes along this section of river. What people don't realize is these long-nosed gar can reach 50 pounds. It's not like they're over-harvested or anything. There's a lot of them in these rivers, and they're notorious to school up and plague catfishermen. There she goes. There goes the white bass head. Big, heavy takedown, man. Just did not hook up. Just did not hook up. Hey, just because it's heavy don't mean it ain't gar. I was out on Nealon Drive bank fishing one night, and I hooked these fish all night long that would just pull drag out of my reels. Every one of them. And I bet I had 20 of them hit in a night and never actually hooked the first one, properly hooking my baits. That's just big gar. That could be what's going on here. Now this one's down. Yeah, that middle one, man, I went ahead and reeled on down, make sure I'd set that hook. And there was a lot of tension there, and it just didn't set. A fish that size, if it was a catfish, he would have been hooked. That hook was plenty exposed, so. Just because there's a bunch of gar down there don't mean a big cat can't be down there too. There goes that white bass head again. Look at that. Just comes loose, man. That's big gar. Big gar. And they got some weight to them too. There's some big gar. There we go again. There goes the head. Comes right off. Yeah, I've pulled on a couple of these fish and they've been heavy, man, but they're not catfish. The catfish hits and pulls it down with that much force on a circle hook. He's 99% of the time hooked. Yeah, that one gar, he's just swimming with it. He's swimming towards the right. Look at that. He's just sitting there with it. I'm either double hooked up or I've got the same fish. On both rods. I believe I'm double hooked up. Yeah, we're in catfish now. Double hookup, man, double hookup. Double hookup. I figured there'd be some good catch down in this. There'll be wore out before I ever get a chance to reel them in. That'll save my back. Not a bad fish. Not a bad fish. When the catfish hit, you'll hook them. Two at a time just came by. I won't be reusing that skipjack head. We'll get this first one back in since he's been out in the boat the longest. Yeah. Ouch, ouch, ouch. He's chewing on me, man. He's chewing on me. Fish number 2. I knew there'd be some cats down in there. I'm gonna try a body piece off a white bass. The white bass actually caught the biggest of the 2 fish. Here's an old body piece. We'll see if they're hitting it too. Then I need to be checking that other bait. I knew there'd be some cats come up in here. All right, I'll tell you what. I've got enough current. I'm just suspended now, but I'm in the very middle of this hole, the deepest part of it. I've got one rod. It's a bottom rig I can throw out. We'll throw it out there too, just to see what's going to chew. Both the actual catfish have been caught on headpieces. So I'm experimenting with that white bass body. Since the biggest one came on a white bass head, I'm going to throw a white bass head on this rod here. Oh shoot, them storms are getting close. Yeah, that storm's blowing in this direction, looks like. Yeah, that storm's blowing right towards me. Big storm. I'm gonna go ahead and pull in and get close to the ramp in case this thing's gonna hit. Oh shoot. I got everything ready to head down river, got everything reeled in, and just sat there with my motor idling. And this storm was right on the edge of me. Well, luckily it's moving that direction. Now I'm starting to get build up down here. Now if that forms up, it could catch me, because I got a good couple miles to go that way. Either way, since I had everything reeled in, I went ahead and moved to the top part of this hole. I may work my way down the hole. I'm gonna sit here spot locked for a bit like I did down there. It's one big hole with a series of smaller, deeper holes in it. We're an 87 foot here. We were in the deepest one when we first got started at 95 foot. It's bright out here, man. Got to put my hat on. This rod over here ain't got a bite in a long time, and it's no wonder. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna eat a piece of cheese. That wind's finally starting to die down from when them storms was hitting. I believe I'm in the clear the rest of the day, weather-wise. Now I just gotta be able to handle the heat without the wind. That sun's bright, facing right in the camera, right in my eyes. Let's see what we got. Probably ain't showing up good with the sun in the camera. A short, fat blue cat. Woo! Deep water blue cats on a hot summer afternoon. There is some gar down there, I can tell you that. They've been plaguing me. But obviously there's some cats down there. It's rare I fish on a weekday afternoon anymore, but I figured I needed me some extra uploads for those algorithms. Must be the lucky rod. Reel them up slow in this deep water. Short, chunky cat. Woo! It's a crappy dark picture with that sun in the camera, but as long as the algorithms are the same, I guess it's okay. I can tell you the skipjack have not been super easy to get. Finicky, half the ones you hook come off before you get them to the boat. I've got as much white bass in there as I do skipjack. Had some boy at the dam trying to bum skipjack off me. I said, no way, Jose. I put the time in for these today, and I'm keeping them. When you see me half baiting with white bass, the skipjack bite is tough. That green rod, the line's going hard to the right. That could be another gar. We'll find out. Yeah, it was a gar. As soon as he got some tension on it, it come loose. He was rising way up in the water column. It's probably gonna hang with my other line there. Trying to pluck the blue cat from amongst all these gar. Now I need to reel that up. Make sure it ain't tangled around my other line. I hate it when that happens because it takes about 30 minutes to reel that thing all the way up. Deep water. We're in a good spot for a big fish. If I can get one to chew this time of day. I got two small fish, one playing with that rod, one playing with that rod. Well, this one's going down. It's going down, but you probably can't see it because of the glare of the sun, but it's got a fish on it. there's the first dink of the day. Either way, that's 5 blue cat in the heat of the day. Y'all probably can't see it good, but it's a fish. I'm gonna eat another piece of cheese. Yeah, them old skipjacks just a breaking right out of my reach. Right up in the mouth of that creek. Yeah, I'm falling about 10 yards short of them with this foley. White bass, white bass, white bass. That's too big of a hook for that fish. Too big of a hook for that little fish. Of course, that's what I said about that other one. Take it. Take it. Take it. On the shark hook. If I get them in before that sun comes out of that cloud, you might actually be able to see this fish. Deep water catfish. Not a bad fish. Not a bad fish. Got him on the shark hook. Ah. Yeah. Old white bass. Got him another. I caught that fish on the Eagle Claw 12-aught L 2004. I don't think they make them anymore. Shark hook. Out here in the heat of the afternoon. A working man's gotta fish when he can. I'll tell you what, ain't caught no monsters, but the 2 heaviest fish of the day did come on white bass. Hey, go figure. I might start fishing for white bass more. I think it deters the smaller fish long enough for a bigger fish to find it. All right, people, I'm gonna go ahead and get the boat back in. I'm a couple miles from the ramp and I've got a good drive home. I'd like to stay for the night bite, but it is a work night. Maybe I'll try this spot in the morning sometime. The sun will be the opposite direction then, and I'd say the bite would be even better. First time I've ever fished it. Last time I was catching fish in 35 to 40 something feet. I figured I'd check out a really deep hole just to see what was going on. They seem to be scattered a bit of everywhere. Just gotta find them. It's the first time I ever fished this spot, and those are the first fish I caught wearing this shirt. I got this shirt broke in, ain't got no more bad juju on it. All fish in this deep water were caught on suspended baits. That one bottom rod, I don't believe has had a twitch since I've been here. Of course, it might not have no bait on it either, who knows. Either way, the other 3 rods caught the fish. I think 5 on skipjack, 2 on white bass. This is a video. There was fish in the video. That makes it a fishing video. This is Catfish Dave with another one. Signing out.